What's up? Good morning. I don't remember what date it is.
I don't know.
21st? What's today's date?
21st.
Today is August 21st. I do know it's Wednesday. We are here in Miami at the NAMAD annual meeting. Going to talk about a few things. I know. This morning we had the old late flight.
We
It
did.
was supposed to not be a late flight.
What?
It ended up being a real late flight.
You know, you've been traveling for a long time. And there's always the one weird trip, and
I
this
thought we were
one
set.
got a little bit weird. But we had a good time. Got in late last night. We're already here. The energy is buzzing at NAMAD.
Big time. They stepped it up big time.
It's
If you've never been to the NAMAD annual meeting, it's always high energy. But even with the venue and the setup, the amount of industry partners that are set up in this room
right.
is substantial, I will say.
It is totally different. It's packed in here. Speaking of partners, we want to thank our friends at TrueCar Plus for making all of our coverage here at the event, at the conference, possible at the 2024 NAMAD annual member meeting.
Already saw the TrueCar team.
Look at that.
Matt Jones rolls in. When he rolls in, you don't miss him.
You don't.
Right? And then he gives you a hug, and you're like, "You've been working out."
Absolutely.
He has been.
He
The
has
answer-
been.
the
That's
answer
that
is
Cali.
yes.
That's those Cali muscles.
Well, he used
you
to
know?
play football too. But yeah, so we're going to bring you more from the TrueCar team as well over the course of the next couple of days. Also going to bring you a lot of interviews, people on the ground. We're recording. We're excited to announce NAMAD's very first podcast.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
It's called Now We're Here. We're producing it, but it is NAMAD's show. It's hosted by Damon Lester, the NAMAD chairman. We're going to have some executives and some high-level thinkers through the show. We're going to talk more about that first. We got to announce it in there before we really give you all the details.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we got to talk about some news, though, because
Let's
the
get into
news
it.
world never stops. So Tim Fallon, Rivian's former VP of manufacturing, has been appointed Stellantis' new head of North American manufacturing for 2 years. So he was at Rivian for 2 years, and then he spent 16 years at Nissan prior to that. So he's no stranger to traditional OEMs. His arrival comes as Stellantis is preparing to launch several key EVs, including the Jeep Wagoneer S, Ram 1500 Rev, and the Dodge Charger EV, the one with the sounds and the noise and all that stuff. Basically, they've been facing a lot of manufacturing challenges and other challenges, particularly with quality control at the U.S. plants. Let's see where we're going. I'm sorry, the notes are there. Carlos Zarienga, Stellantis North American COO, did express confidence in Fallon, saying, quote, Tim's passion and collaborative spirit will lead the team to deliver the highest quality vehicles for their customers. That sounds like something. It sounds like a statement.
That's a great statement. Here's what's really cool
He's
about
great.
this.
It's going to make it great for everybody.
He's going to do great for everyone. Obviously, Stellantis has been in the news the last couple of weeks for a myriad of reasons. I think this is a great move. A gentleman that has had a storied history with Nissan, but also has experienced, the way kind of these new EV companies are thinking about manufacturing, thinking about process, thinking about even just the vehicle and the type that they build and what they're looking for in quality and standards. They've had the benefit of not having to, Rivian's had the benefit of not having to kind of come with all of this legacy baggage and build net new. So I think, for Stellantis, a brand that has had some struggles with quality, especially in non-Jeep lines, it's a bold move. And I think a really smart move for them, and it's at least a really strong PR in a time where they've had a little bit
At
of
the right time.
a rough time.
This must be a heck of a challenge to jump on a moving ship like that. Right? Especially such a legacy automaker coming back fresh from like the way you break that.
Yeah.
And it's always like that first 6 months. It's like, how is that going to go is the big question. Is Stellantis going to be open to the manufacturing heads? The other department's going to be open to saying, like, let's change this. You obviously can't flip a switch and change everything in auto manufacturing.
Yeah.
And these products are way down the pipipeline.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, speaking of flipping the switch and changing everything.
Oh, this is good.
Oh.
I like what I did there.
So Salesforce has unveiled a powerful new application. If you're not familiar with Salesforce, world's leading CRM, that lets automakers, the OEMs, harness telematics data, offering a personalized driver experience while managing vehicle preference remotely and performance. The app allows service teams to remotely monitor vehicle performance, lock doors, control cabin temperature during service appointments, and integrates with infotainment systems to support in-vehicle payments. Automakers like Mercedes-Benz and Toyota are already using the automotive cloud from Salesforce. This will be a new app that can sit on top of that. this app really leans into like the subscription revenue services, where it's currently about a $6 billion industry, but is projected to hit $200 billion by the year 2030. Ayat Jaju, Salesforce Senior Vice President of Manufacturing and Automotive, said personalization leads to people saying there's value here, and this is why I'm willing to pay for it. So
basically, this is a telematics platform that manufacturers are using.
Yep.
To unlock other features, allow people to have their preferences. So it's basically a set of software stuff that they can build more products on.
The OEMs utilize Salesforce to manage consumer data, right? So that's where everything from a marketing perspective or even consumer data and the long tail of their purchase history or service history actually lives, and that's where then it gets exposed. So allowing the manufacturer to leverage this to manage their preferences, or it's just like you would use a CRM. To go, hey, this customer might be in market or might not be in market, or this is what they bought before. Same thing with that they do with Salesforce. Now they'll have the ability right in Salesforce to manage all the infotainment and the telematics in the car.
Some of the industry who is much deeper in the marketing rabbit hole are familiar with hearing the word Salesforce.
Yep.
It's very strange for a lot of people to hear even the name, right? You think of what this is and the name Salesforce, right? Here's a platform that, are we using this to build value into something? It's just really like a collision of worlds that I think the industry is going to get more and more familiar with, especially with Salesforce, because they're kind of a big company. They have they have a really great annual event, by the way. We were at an amazing annual event yesterday.
Absolutely.
Reynolds and Reynolds Amplify. We had the opportunity to sit and guest judge the Automotive Amplifiers contest, where they took they took applications and people who are doing innovative things in the industry in sales, service, and on the people side of the business. And it was encouraging to just see more people stepping up. We had a warranty administrator.
Oh, it's so cool.
When in the fixed ops or what's
in fixed ops,
because he just got so sick of chasing paper around. He said, I'm going to fix it. I'm at the end of this chain. And he just came up with a little way to hack some software and use the image insertion in RO. As he said, just take a picture of your docs.
Yep.
And everything's in one. And he crushed it. And he was like excited to be a part of the industry, excited to help, excited to bring the idea.
Man, he took, an entire department that he wasn't the fixed ops director or the service manager or anything like that, and kind of carried it on his back into this move from a paper full environment to a paperless environment, fully digital. And I just hearing those stories. There was another one that was a very similar story, a BDC or a business development manager that completely transformed the way their department worked. And so I love seeing people that aren't in executive seats kind of really press the boundaries of progression and innovation, and we got to see that, and then we got to see some really cool stuff that Reynolds is obviously bringing to the table. So.
And I love we were talking about trying to find pockets of people that you can bring value to, because everything can't be a giant event.
Yep.
Right. Everything can't be NAD. Everything can't be a SodaCon. And you just see these pockets of the industry gathering people around that are committed. And it's just a reminder that there are pockets of people all over that are fans of a certain product.
Yep.
Or fans of a certain way of doing business. And when you get those people together, they start sharing secrets. You start to get more successful. It's funny how that works.
Yep.
All right, let's cue the music.
Run it.
We have sessions to get into. We're going to be bringing you a lot more content here for the next couple days. So stay tuned in. We're running around this show, I guess, like we run around everywhere.
There you go.